Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious honey garlic chicken and vegetable sheet pan meal. Look how delicious this looks. You can take any vegetable from your refrigerator vegetable bin and load up your pan. That's what we're going to do today. I'm Catherine with catherinesplates.com. This is a series called Making Dishes Skinny. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is make the honey garlic sauce that we're going to be roasting the vegetables and chicken in. So you want to start that first, so that way it kind of cools down a little bit. And then while it's cooling down, we'll go ahead and start preparing the chicken and the vegetables. I've placed a medium skillet over medium-high heat, and I'm going to add all of these ingredients right here to it. Now, I just pulled these out of my pantry. So we're going to go ahead and get started with 1 cup of chicken broth, half a cup of water, 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We have 4 teaspoons of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of minced ginger, and then I just have 1 teaspoon of onion powder. That ginger is going to add some delicious flavor. It all will. 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Now you want to make sure that we add the honey, 2 to 4 tablespoons. I've already put it in, but that clip got distorted, so I just want to make sure that I show you this, and it goes in right before we stir the sauce up. I'm going to give this a stir. You want to give it a taste before you add salt, because we did put some soy sauce in here, but it was low sodium. But we're still going to taste this and make sure we don't need to add any salt. That's delicious. While we're bringing this to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and add a slurry, and I've got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and about 1/4 cup of water that I just mixed together. I'm going to add that. We're going to stir this until it starts to thicken. Oh, you can see it starting to thicken right now. Okay, it's bubbling up on us. We're going to give it 1 more minute. Oh, it smells so good. All right, we're going to go ahead now and turn off the heat. We did this first, that way we give it a chance to cool down just a little bit. Now I have my vegetables over here and I've already prepped them. So what we're going to do, and when I say prep them, is I just washed those, I cut off the ends, I snapped off the asparagus, and got the skin off the onions, so I got everything ready to go, and I'm going to show you how we're going to cut these up. Alright, so I have a squash. Now just keep in mind that we want everything to cook the same time, so you want to make sure that everything is around the same size. So I'm just going to do small, thin rounds on the squash. As I'm getting to the bigger part of the squash, I'm just going to cut it in half. That way I can just get half circles. It's better to cut more than not enough. So if you have extra vegetables left over, you can do a small sheet pan with those. I'm going to go ahead and do the zucchini. I'm going to do it the same size as the squash. Got a red onion. I'm just going to chop it in half. And just cut those in pieces. If you don't have a red onion, you can use a yellow onion. You can even put green onions in here too. I've got my red bell pepper. I'm just going to cut off the sides. You just want to keep in mind, the thicker the vegetable, the longer it's going to cook. So you want to make sure you cut it really thin. That way it cooks about the same time the other vegetables cook. So that means with the carrots that I have here, I'm going to cut them very thin. All right, with the asparagus, I'm just going to cut through the tops and through the middle. All right, we're going to put these into a large bowl. I'm going to mix this all up. Oh yeah, that looks good in there, doesn't it? All right, let's go ahead and start working on our chicken. I have a pound of chicken tenders. Just going to place these on my board. Now you can leave them like this for your pan, or you can cut them into bite-sized pieces, which I'm going to do. Now you can use regular chicken breast, boneless and skinless, and cut those into bite-sized pieces too. I think what I'm going to do is cut it lengthwise and then cut it. All right, we're going to go ahead and add this to our bowl. All right, we're going to mix this all together. Okay, our sauce has now cooled down just a little bit, so I'm going to put about half of this sauce into our chicken and vegetables. And then we're going to give it a stir. Now I'm using a different utensil because I don't want to put this back in the pot because it's got raw chicken on here, so just keep the raw chicken off of your sauce that's in the pot. We're going to need that later. I'm going to be taking some parchment. I'm going to line a 12 by 17 sheet pan. It's a pretty large one. If you don't have that size, then you can use 2 smaller sheet pans and just line them with some parchment paper, or you can line them with some foil. Now what I'm going to do is go bring the chicken and vegetable mixture back over here and pour it all over the pan and get it nice and even. Here we go. Get it started here a little bit. Oh, it looks so good. Y'all come here and look, take a look. Oh, y'all let me know down in the comments what vegetables you want to put into your sheet pan meal. Get it as thin as you can. That way everything cooks evenly. All right, just gonna pour the rest in. Delicious sauce. Ooh, I gotta get a close-up on that. Does that look good? Look at all the colors. Okay, I've got my oven preheating at 425 degrees. We're gonna place this in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until the chicken is cooked through and tender, and the vegetables are nice and tender also. I'll be back and we'll show you how we're gonna finish this off. While this goes in the oven, I'm gonna start some rice. And I always like to cook the rice half water and half chicken broth, a little bit of butter, salt, pepper, and some garlic powder. And this is a basmati rice. It's a long grain white rice. So that's what we're going to have this with tonight. I have a total of 3 cups of liquid, which is 1.5 cups of chicken broth, 1.5 cups of water. So I'm going to be putting in 1.5 cups of my rice. This is not the minute rice, this is just regular long grain rice. I'm just going to turn down the burner to a low, place my lid on. I'm going to cook this for 20 minutes. Doesn't that look delicious? The vegetables have cooked down, they're nice and tender. The chicken is cooked through, took about 18 minutes. I'm going to take that delicious sauce that we have left over, and I'm just going to pour it over it. All right, I like to put my rice down first. Nice and fluffy rice. Okay, look at all of that goodness in there. The chicken, the veggies, and that delicious sauce. I think all it needs is a fork. I'm going in for a bite. Mm. Mm. That's delicious. That sauce really makes it, when it's simmering in it in the oven, wow, and then you pour the extra on top, just adds more flavor. And that rice, cook it like that, because it adds some flavor too. Let me know down in the comments, what vegetables are you putting in your sheet pan meal? Don't forget, this is part of my series, Making Dishes Skinny. This one right here. Instead of doing a stir fry, make it like this right in the oven. Okay guys, give me a thumbs up, comment down below. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way you'll always know when shows are posted, like I got right here. I will see y'all on the next episode.